Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekend Sports. It's our Lions pregame. We're in the championship round for the first time in 32 years.
Amazing.
Finally have something to look forward to. However, the NFL bettors feel that we have zero chance.
Well, I don't know if they feel we have zero chance. On paper, you have to admit. I think even Lion fans would have to admit on paper. San Francisco is a much more balanced team, on both sides of the ball. But our offense, I think, is equally good with theirs.
Yes, it's number one and number two offense in the NFC. They're giving the San Francisco 49ers a 75% chance to beat us. We only got a 25% chance to win. But offensive numbers are pretty equal amongst the top guys on each team, and we have a better wide receiver core than they do. I would say we have on par running backs between our two. They really only got one running back in McCaffrey, unlike we have two really good running backs. So I think offensively we're going to be able to keep up with them. It's just defensively, how is this game going to go?
If Laporta was 100%, I would say that's a trade-off. I wouldn't say Kittle's better than Laporta.
Well, one thing we have not yet to mention, and I don't know if it will get mentioned before this video, if I'm going to make one or not about it, is that the Lions did sign Zach Ertz.
Yes.
To fill in that backup tight end role. So you have two really good tight ends on your team right now between Laporta and Ertz. Because Ertz is a good tight end.
He's a good tight end. I don't know what difference he can make in a week, but certainly we needed somebody.
He is an improvement over Brock Wright, who I think is a capable tight end.
Right. But, I mean, it's just a matter of getting familiar with things, and I'm sure they won't make it too complicated for him. And he's a pro. The guy's an all-pro, so it's not like he couldn't fit in pretty quickly with us.
The reason why, going into like the injury side of things, right? Brock Wright got hurt and he is doubtful and probably will not play because he has a forearm injury from the game against Tampa. Jonah Jackson's questionable. James Houston's still questionable. Frank Ragnow's questionable. I expect Ragnow to play because he's just gonna fight through it. He's been doing it all playoffs. He wants this just as bad as the city wants it because he has gone through so much with the team. He is going. It's the same thing with how Laporta was. If they can move and they can play, they are going to play. It's how it's going to be. I don't know. Like, we're going to get Jonah Jackson potentially. He got hurt. It didn't seem like it was too big, but it is a little bit of issues for all of them. And I think it's just going to be a week of rest to get whatever they got.
Well, I think you can say that about that entire team. If they can play, they're going to play. The only way they're not going to play is if they are hurt so bad that they're a detriment to our team by playing.
Which is the Brock Wright situation.
Right, exactly.
And maybe even James Houston this week. I think it's more probable this week James Houston plays, but it's in that realm of, is he going to help the team or not?
But Ragnow, I think these guys know the importance of this. I mean, reaching this level, you don't know. Nothing is guaranteed. You guys can all sit there and say, well, for the next 5 years, we're going to dominate. Well, you don't know that. You don't have any clue what's in the future or what happens So when you're at this point, you got to go for it because you might not get back. Ask Dan Marino. This is important, and these guys are going to do everything they can to play this game and give everything they got.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch, and regardless, we should be proud of these guys and what they've accomplished so far.
And their chances might go a little bit up depending on how Debo is this week. We are making this pretty early in the week on Monday. Last I heard, Debo was 50-50, and that is a big wide receiver threat for them, and that cuts down who they can throw to. Kittle's been average this year around the tight end from what he usually is. He's still a really good tight end, but he's been pretty average. And we'll end up seeing how it all plays out with all the injuries. It's going to be a good day weather-wise. It's not going to be like it was against the Packers where it was rainy.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Hopefully our kicking game stays up. Badgley has done great during the playoffs. Hasn't missed a single kick yet. Knock on wood for that. But he has been doing good. Our special teams all around we have been good, besides a couple iffy defensive plays here and there.
Right.
But it is going to be a great game. If I had to give a prediction, I think it is going to be high scoring. It's going to be like 38-35.
I just have this weird, and I had a dream about this score. I think we're going to win it 28-27. and the San Francisco's going to be in a position to come down and win with a kick field goal, and we're going to pick the ball off. That's my whole
block. Do you mean block the kick?
No, we're going to be like they're almost in a field goal position. They got to throw the ball with about 20 seconds left, and somebody's going to pick the ball off for us. Going for a pick six.
So 28-27 Lions. I got a 38-35 Lions. I'll say Lions.
Woo! You're going Lions.
I'll give them the
chance.
You were
going to go 49ers.
Honestly, I think the 49ers are going to win, but I'm going to be hopeful.
Then bet who you think. I'm telling you, there's an intangible here. I think these guys are going to be so fired up for this game.
And if you think the NFL is rigged, and you think about money,
the city of Detroit, I think it's just going to be right. I mean, if you want to sit there and say if we think it's rigged, maybe
if you think it's rigged, then you think the NFL wants the most possible money as possible in April because we hold the draft in April.
I think that we're going to be playing the power of Taylor is going to prevail in Baltimore and
rematch of the first game.
Mahomes and Taylor. You can't overcome that, man. That's just
and the Lions. And if the Lions make the Super Bowl, that team has traveled well all year.
Yes.
We'll see how San Francisco is. But if you don't think there's going to be a bunch of people who've saved enough money in their lifetime just for a chance to go to the Super Bowl and watch the Lions play, there's going to be a lot of blue.
Oh, yeah.
In Las Vegas.
This is going to be, if it turns out the way I hope, it's going to be an epic Super Bowl. Just an epic Super Bowl, a rematch between us and Mahomes. Might be Kelsey's last game. He's talking retirement.
Might be. He might try it with his brother.
You know, these guys have done everything. And I just think, like I said, the story is too compelling. What does Baltimore have to offer? What does
Lamar Jackson wins his Super Bowl? Or you got Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, bringing a team to relevance.
Nah.
Or you got Jared Goff coming back from the dead, bringing a team that's always sucked to the Super Bowl and winning it. Or Patrick Mahomes winning his third.
Yeah.
That is the least fun storyline is Kansas City.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Taylor Swift, Jared Goff, the Lion faithful, never playing in the Super Bowl before, the curse of Bobby Lane, all this stuff. I mean, you see all the entertainment stars on our side of the field for that game in Tampa. We're going to be every bit as filled up. Eminem's going to punch out Taylor Swift at halftime. It's going to be a battle.
It'll be it's going to be a fun game to watch for the championship, both games. So hopefully it's good.
Well, I bet you
hopefully you win.
Bob Seger will even take on Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. With all that being said, though,
out and throw him in.
If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think about this game. It is probably the biggest game in Lions history.
It is
right now
the biggest game
because it is
in Lions
history. That point, we're figuring out where we are at.
Each one of these games is the biggest game in Lions history.
This will be the biggest one until the Super Bowl.
Huge.
Potentially.
Huge.
So, again, with all that being said, subscribe.
Let's do it,
Share
Lions.
the video around. Let me know what you think. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.